so welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that has been occurring in my life forever, and it's regarding my health. So ever since 2010 I've had really bad congestion, and you know, I thought it was gonna go away. It was just like something I looked at that was gonna be a cold, but little did I know that I wasn't. But before that I got a cold, and it was in the summer of 2010, and I guess I never fully recovered. So I just always had that like chronic congestion, and I didn't know what it was because it was so random. It wasn't allergies, because that's not some kind of like normal allergies that you would get, even though the doctors said it was, when we knew it was not. And then I started to get like green mucus. And this TMI for you guys can go, but this is for you guys out there who also went through the same thing, because when I was trying to do my research, nothing popped up and nobody was going through what I was going through, so I was really confused because I didn't have a diagnosis. And it's not life-threatening, it's not so serious, but it hinges on the way I live my life, and it's really bothersome. But then it became like clear white mucus, so it was just not too bad, you know, it was clearing up. Then I turned to sinus rinsing, so let me go get it for you guys to see. Okay, this is what it looks like. This is what I use. You can get this at Costco, your local drugstore, or Amazon even sells it. And basically you put water in it, and then you put this salt inside, and you just kind of squeeze it in one nostril, and then the gunk comes out the other. So yeah. And then I like recently, the beginning of this year, I started documenting everything that was going on, because nobody was giving me a right answer, and I needed to have all of my symptoms and all of my trials put into one place, because if nobody's going to advocate your health as much as you do, and that is very important. Like, of course people care, of course people want to see you healthy and thriving, but if it's something that's really bothering you and you're not speaking up about it, and you're like me, don't be like me and waited so long, years and years. It's freaking 10 years already, and I still have been having this problem, and you don't do anything about it, then you're gonna keep having this problem. This is why I'm making this video, because I really want this to help anybody out there. Go see your doctors and try to figure out what's going on and prioritize your health, because you shouldn't be living your life using this like 3 to 5 times a day, and you have to keep running to the bathroom after class, or I mean, I don't bring this to public, I just blow my nose, but still constantly blowing your nose, and like, no. I ended up getting 2 sinus infections after, and then I got a cold, and so when I went to the doctors, they gave me Flonase, and which is like an allergy test to spray up your nose, because they thought I just had allergies. And then I also got my allergy blood test for pollen dust, like pet dandruff, dust mites, basic stuff. And I scored pretty low on that, and I was like, okay, I'm not allergic. So then I did this thing called Alizetian allergy spray trial. This was because of my sinus infection. All of these things I did kind of late, because I don't know, if you grow up in an Asian household, you kind of know that you want to ride it out a little bit before you actually go to the doctors if it's not that serious. But this lasted about a week. I think it was just a stronger way to defeat your allergies, but it didn't work. And so I called them, and then they actually told me it was actually a sinus infection. So then they prescribed me amoxicillin. So I took that for 2 weeks. September in 2019, I started Montelukast, which is another type of allergy thing. And nothing happened. We got an allergy skin test, which is different than the blood test, in October. So basically what the nurse did was put a poke a bunch of things on me. It didn't hurt. They weren't like really sharp needles, but it was just to see specific things that I'm allergic to. And then I ended up being allergic to dust mites, which is really high up there. And obviously that's very hard to get rid of. Even if you clean, it's still everywhere no matter where you go. And the green mucus started happening again. We noticed that after a really hot day, my nose started getting really smelly, and it was green mucus. I started getting a headache, and then I started getting a toothache on the right side, and I actually had runny nose. And before it was always just congestion, just stayed up there, but then it started like coming down. Oh my god, it was so embarrassing. Like my nose was literally running. I didn't want to leave class because it was the first day and I was trying to write my notes in anatomy. But then we ended up getting this Chinese nasal spray to help. It was called like BMPing. Didn't work. We decided to go to acupuncture and try some Eastern medicine if Western medicine wasn't gonna help, because they kept saying it was allergies when nothing I was taking was working. Even though honestly I wasn't consistent, but still I would have felt something, you know. So then I developed, I guess, what was called the mucus cyst under my tonsil. So it was just like a little bubble. I started taking this like Chinese herbal medicine because I couldn't go to the acupuncturist as much as I wanted to, since they live all the way like 2 hours away from where I live. I got a lymph node on my neck for like 2 weeks. And then I started seeing blood also in my spit. I got really sick this one time where I did not know what was going on. I'm pretty sure it was the flu, but I went to get tested for strep throat, but the results were negative, and then I had a fever at like 101. This was all in 2019, so definitely it wasn't about the virus. I know I'm posting this at this kind of time, but it wasn't. And I felt really weak, lethargic, and then I got a blood test for what it was. So then eventually I went to my family doctor and I was like, yo, I need a CT scan. I cannot be waiting anymore. And before he was kind of hesitant about it because I'm so young, I'm only 19, and the fact that I'm gonna put a bunch of radiation on myself at that age wasn't the first thing that he wanted to do. He wanted to test out everything else. And I also talked to an allergist, and she said, you know, it could be, but the fact is, if I wanted to fight the dust mite theory, was that I had to go and take allergy shots, I think it was, for about 3 years to see results. And I was like, I am not waiting that long anymore. Then I got the CT scan, and that was when I was referred to a head and neck surgeon. So they're the specialists, they can see what was going on. And they recommended me sinus surgery. So basically, he wanted to prescribe me more antibiotics and like steroids to see if that would do anything. But the CT scan showed that my two like sinuses were completely filled with mucus, and I had some bit of tissue here. I forgot mainly what he said it was, but he said back in 2010 I got sick and there was that bacteria or infection just trapped in my sinus, so it's just stayed there and it keeps accumulating mucus, and that's what's going on. And I was like, so weighing the pros and cons, this was our best bet. I have not gotten the surgery yet, and this is why I'm making this video, kind of like a vlog too, because it's kind of scary. I was supposed to get my surgery back in February, but I didn't want to take it when I was in school because I had to take off some days of school and work. So I postponed it to April, and April came. And you guys know how that played out. It wasn't safe out here. So we canceled that. Well, he called me last week and said, oh, we're opening again. We have an opening next Friday, which is this week, and so, but you have to first get tested for corona, and after that we can figure out a game plan. You can come in, get the surgery, and there's safe protocols that are gonna be in place, so you don't have to worry about it. So I was like, okay. The fact that I just finished my final today, there's so many mixed emotions. I'm scared, But I'm also really excited and relieved to finally get the surgery done because I have a week off before I start summer school and summer classes. So I can rest, and it's a good time to take it and be at home and recover and finally beat this thing that's been going on. Imagine just being sick all the time and your nose is stuffy. That's how I feel, and I have to get relieved only by this. Guys, I'm about to go to the hospital now, and I'm so scared. Hi guys, I'm home from testing and getting my EKG. I just hopped in the shower right as soon as I got home. I'm gonna put in my hair products while I tell you guys what happened. But basically, girl, I was so nervous. At first I was gonna go by myself, but I was asking my mom if she could come with me, and she came, of course, and it was good because first of all, moral support, and also she's very meticulous about just cleaning everything. They told me to drive. This was like in a parking lot next to the hospital. They told me to drive by further into the parking lot, and then there was like a beige tent, and there was a bunch of nurses. They had their PPE. It was really fast, honestly. So then after that, the nurse came to my window and she was like, so I'm going to take a swab of your tongue, like in your throat, and then inside both of your nostrils. So then I was wearing the mask the whole time. She didn't want me to touch it. She touched the mask and lifted it up to cover my nostrils and like my face. And then she stuck the swab in. That was it. It didn't hurt. It was not painful. It was whatever. But then she put it down. She gave me tissue to wipe my tears just in case. And then she put in the other stick. Pretty sure you guys know what it looks like if you've seen videos. It was like a cotton swab. She put it all the way through, and I was like, I literally went, I mean, it was burning and it felt really, really uncomfortable. I really don't know how to explain it. Kind of like a stinging feeling. My mom on the side was like, did it hurt? I was like, yeah. I finished up that. I drove out and I had to go back to the hospital to get my EKG. So we went to the parking lot, parked, whatever. My mom waited in the car. There's like a line to get in. They give you stickers, and there's someone there, so I was like, can I? They're like, yeah, what are you here for, appointment or lab? And I was like, appointment, I need to get stuff done. And she's like, okay. And they gave me hand sanitizer, and I was wearing gloves already, and I was wearing my mask. So at that point I was like, okay, go in. They told me to go computer 2, and she was like, are you here for COVID? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you're in the wrong place. And I was like, no, I already got it done. I have to come here and get my EKG. She's like, oh, let me see, I don't know if you can come in. I was like, they think I have COVID. But I mean, I don't know my results until like 1 to 2 days later. So she told me to wait outside. I had to go back outside in like this little corner, and I was like, I waited like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes max, and then a doctor came to me, and she was wearing her little lab coat. She's like, oh, you can come on in, you can go get your EKG, like we just have some protocols to do. And I was like, okay, no worries, like I will follow whatever they want me to do. But it was a journey, let me tell you. I didn't bleed, I didn't cry. The nurse, when I finished, asked my mom, are you family? And I was like, yeah, this is my mom. She's like, she did really good. And I was like, thanks. It was all good in the hood. Soon I'm gonna have to prepare and not eat 8 hours before my surgery and drink only liquids 2 hours before I finish this vitamin thing I got from them. I'll show you guys that all later. And then wipe down. They gave me some wipes. So the next update will be on Friday when I actually go inside the hospital again and get everything done. Hello guys. It's 4 a.m. The reason I'm up so early is because I have to drink this carbohydrate drink pre-op before surgery, and 2 hours later I'm gonna go back to bed after I finish this in 15 minutes. That's what they said. It's really sweet, but after that at 6 o'clock I'm gonna go to the hospital and we're gonna get the surgery done.
他说你听不懂。
对啊，我本来英文就不太好。
哦，你 有很痛吗
Just cover.
没有很痛。
还行啊。
你现在有痛吗？
Oh man, there's blood on my shirt.
你现在有痛吗？你不要讲话。
行啊。Hey guys. So I'm home now, as you can see. It's like 12:30 p.m. and I think the surgery went well. Everybody was really sweet. I used to volunteer there, so they kept talking about that, which is funny. I'm not in too much pain. I can taste blood and my nose has bleeds, which is normal. Can only eat a liquid diet for 24 hours. And they got me a apple juice and whatever this is, gel. Cool. I don't feel sleepy anymore, like how knocked out I was after wisdom teeth surgery, because I had to sleep for a long time, and I don't feel too drowsy now. So I mean, all I'm gonna do is watch shows. There's nothing else I can do. They said no heavy lifting, all of that. And I have a follow-up appointment June 1st. And yeah, they gave me a little packet with all the little info I have. It's cute or whatever. Well, not much to update you on. I'm feeling okay. I didn't tell you guys, I tested negative for COVID. And my EKGs turned out pretty good, I think, because they didn't mention it after. So it was already in my chart. Like, I should rest my throat. So see ya. Oh my god. Anyways, child. It's day 2. So, I actually feel normal. Well, obviously not normal, but I feel okay. I don't have a headache. I don't feel nausea. I don't exactly feel pain. But the only thing right now, because I just woke up, is my throat is really dry. And it kind of, like, I don't want to talk too much, but yesterday when I was talking or even moving around, I would bleed a lot. So as best as you can, just stay still. But I think everybody kind of experiences the sinus surgery a little bit differently. Because the only person I've watched on YouTube who has a sinus surgery is Sarah Pope. She hasn't had much trouble with bleeding as much as I do, but she has had a lot of pain. I took Tylenol at 7 p.m. yesterday, so that's all I took. I don't even have the really strong painkillers with me because I figured I didn't need it. And I want to show you guys, they marked me before surgery because that's what side I was going to get it on, my right side. I didn't have any family members that could come and visit me in post and pre-op because of COVID, so I mean that kind of sucked a little bit, but it was okay. It all worked out, obviously. Basically, when you guys saw me, I went in. My surgery was supposed to start at like 7:38. That's about an hour. I remember waking up at 11, and it was really hot. I woke up, they put a lot of blankets on me because I was cold earlier. They had an ice pack right here for my headache. And they gave me a lot of gauze and ice packs too. Oh my god, I feel like my nose is just swollen and my nostrils are like... And then I went in, changed into the gown as you guys saw, butt naked. Got the thing. The anesthesiologist came to talk to me. They asked me the same questions over and over again just to make sure you know what surgery you're getting. You know, they double check with you a bunch of times if you have allergies and your medical history, and you gotta be as clear as day as about everything. And it felt cool. I was being wheeled into the OR. I was like, whoa, Grey's Anatomy. And they would give you that like inflatable blanket I show you. They pump it up, which is so cool. And then they move you to the actual operating table, which is like a metal, like, just table. I was like, whoa. And then they gave me the oxygen to breathe in, and then they gave me the anesthesia. Walked out until 11 a.m. And I was in a recovery room. Then they switched me to a chair. And then they gave me some apple juice, some ice. I got wheeled down by a really sweet nurse. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All I was doing yesterday when I got home until 2 a.m. because I could not sleep on this like amount of pillows. I had to be inclined so I didn't lean forward and more blood would come out. And maybe it was the anesthesia. So I couldn't sleep until 2 a.m. All I was doing was watching shows. I'm gonna rest, not use my voice as much as I can. There's a lot of females get it for some reason. I don't even know what the cause is of chronic sinusitis. And Sarah Pope also said she got it on her right side. Very quick update. I coughed up a little blood yesterday night, in the middle of the night. And just now, oh my god, why? Hi guys, it's day 3. Today is Sunday, yes. So as you can see, I took off the brace and I've been cleaning it. So today I started a sinus rinse and the saline sprays just to clean it out and trying to get some crusty dry blood and mucus out. But I've been coughing up blood. It's not excessive, and I just called the advice nurse to double check if it's normal, and he said it's fine. It's just like probably from the sinus drainage. So I've just been like napping and resting because I feel a little weak. When I use the sinus rinse, it just doesn't go out the other nostril. Hi guys, so just a quick little update. It's been a week since surgery, and I'm out of breath because I had to walk so far for the hospital. But I just got a checkup of everything going on. He says that it's healing very nicely and there's no sign of pus coming out. I should just keep rinsing my nose like 4 times a day for a month to get all the gunk out, and then it's gonna like decrease by then and I should be able to breathe properly. The stench is gone, no more headaches, things like that. So the surgery went really well and recovery is going really well as well. I mean, right now I'm congested, but I'm congested with blood and it's normal. That's what he said. So hey guys, so it's September right now. It's September 10th to be exact, and I wanted to make like a further down the line update of what's going on with my nose. I don't know if you can hear in my voice how much better everything is, but I actually still do use my sinus rinse because I still have white congestion. Now, it's not severe to the point where I had to get surgery before. Like, this is where I started off and it progressively got worse, but I'm back to a state where it's controllable and it's normal. And when I asked my doctor this, I thought I was gonna be able to never have to use my sinus rinse ever again. He said it's normal because of how bad the air quality in the world is right now, and sometimes it just affects people who are more sensitive to it, especially with all the California fires going on right now. You know, we've still been in quarantine, by the way. If down the future line, this is like, you're wondering what kind of time period we're at right now. There's been really bad fires around California and starting in Oregon. There's a thunderstorm literally, and Black Lives Matter movement is still going on strong. And yeah, we're still in quarantine. There's no vaccine yet, but besides the point, I'm doing really well. I only have to rinse my nose about max 3 times a day, once in the morning, not always, once in the afternoon, and then 1 time before I go to bed. So it's usually 2 to 3 times a day. but it's not as bad as how it was when I was talking to you right before surgery, because yeah. So if you guys have any questions, I'm very, very happy to answer them. You can just leave them down below. But I do hope this was helpful, and wish you guys all to be safe and healthy, and I hope that you can find light in this situation that we're in right now. So yeah, bye guys.